Okie dokie. Let's get a saw out. So I don't have to just dropping stuff. This is insane. Anyway, a little late today. I think this is going to be a trend. I'm going to go a little later as seems like the daylight's lasting longer. And I just honestly, I think this time of year, more people are getting outside. And that time of day, that peak time of day, and it puts views down. So the more we can do to be on when people want to be on, then the better off we ought to be. And case in point, yesterday. So yesterday I was flex shaft carving, something I'm not even good at. I'm just learning. And but I did it after dark, and I was on under an hour, a little over an hour, and had really good views for no longer than I was on there. So the key to that, I think, was it was after dark, and people were in, and you know, this time of year, people are getting out. They've been cooped up in the house. Can't blame them for wanting to live at all. I want to live. I want to be out, walking around, you know, looking at stuff, seeing the green come up out of the ground, that kind of stuff. Although it's not really there yet. Here it is coming. And in case you guys are wondering, that bear that you're looking at with the mouth open, he's the one that's talking. There is no human being here. Everything that's here that's functional is wood. And so you're talking to a piece of wood, and if you feel insane, okay, that's all right. It's no big deal, because the one thing I can tell you about when you're talking to a piece of wood is the piece of wood is not capable of coming after you with a straitjacket. So can carry on. Things are fine. Things are just wonderful. You can see I'm talking to you. My mouth might not be moving, but I am talking to you because I'm a bear carving. And that's just the way these things go sometimes. All right, some earmuffs. Where are they at? Okay. So anyway, if you're in there, because I am a bear with my mouth open looking at you, please hit the like button. I would appreciate that very much. Hey, what's going on? Glad to see you guys. All right, heck yeah. Let's see how many we got here. We got 8 and 17. Be sure and hit the like. Dad, Night Owl, the artist formerly known as Aiden Fletcher, one of our new members, Plywood, Matthew, Lori Keller, Team Quack Attack. Glad to see you guys. Tony Newton, what's going on, buddy? Glad to see you. Okay, guys, so here's what we got. We were cleaning out the vendor mall that we've been at through the winter, and I've been taking stuff down to the new place, which is just more, it just caters more to the customer that we're shooting for. But some of this stuff, I'm like, hey, you know, I made that stuff last summer, and I wasn't as good then as I am now. Not to say I'm good, I'm better. So this is a case in point. Now, if you're wondering why he's missing a cheek, he's missing a toe, I dropped him. Anyhow, we're going to change the head on this guy, change the body on it, clean him up, make him a little bit better than he is now. Try to define the head. Right now, he's like a necklace. He's like a necklace bearer. I mean, he's just like all body. And so we're going to fix some of that stuff, fill the cracks in once he's done. I've got this piece. I'm going to glue it back on. This I'm going to cut down because I'm going to cut it down anyway. I mean, it almost looks like he's got some kind of evil mustache, like a guy that rides around in a van. You know, I don't know. The ears aren't bad. They're kind of thin. And actually, the straight line, they're only about an inch thick at the best. Hopefully, I don't chip them off doing this. But that said, I'm gonna reshape this guy and try to make him a little bit closer to what I'm doing now. You know, because I mean, that was the one thing I had a hard time finding was my bearer. You know, and I think I've kind of found him at this point. Anyway, be sure and hit the like. Let's see who we got there. Hey, Belinda, what's going on? Mellow Groove, what do you know? Rich to Fish. All right, man. Greg Davis, what's going on, buddy? Heck yeah. Rupert from the Family Guy. Okay, when he comes alive. Yeah, 10-4. All right, so let's get to work on this fella. We'll see how it goes. Hey, be sure, hit the like button. See the like button, the neon like button? Be sure and hit the like. Hit the like. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm always honest. I have not thought this through. I'm not sure what's going to happen to this guy. By the time this all said and done, he may be firewood. I don't know. Let's find out. So the plastic eyes, yeah, I don't know. He might not like me saying this, but I'm gonna call him a recycled bearer. How about that? We're recycling. I mean, he might be against recycling. I don't know. Anyway, be sure and hit the like button. Let's see who we got here. Small Woodlot, what's going on? Clyde Frog, Possum 350 Legend, heck yeah. Sibsco, Jangji, what's going on? Heck yeah. Matthew, Earthquake, all over. All right, good. Heck yeah. far. Other than he's still got them blue pegs in there. And we got to cut some of his teeth off. I'm going to clean some of that up. Anyway, that already shaped him more of a shape that I like now. But I'll have to dig out some more of the ear and be careful because this has dried quite a bit since then that it don't chip. But anyway, let's see what we can get. Step back a little bit and look at that. So if I take the black dots out, it's looking pretty good, actually. So I gotta go back in here and clean all this out, which is gonna make the ears bigger. But I'm all right with that. You know, it kind of is what it is. What do we got? 34 likes already in 13 minutes, but only 35 watching. I'll tell you what, I'm pretty happy with my likes. How about that? Glad to see so many new people on there. Hey, Vineyard. Hey, Small Woodlot. Possum 350. What do you got? Vinji? I'm sorry, I don't know what that is. Bloodisker TV. Luke's World. All right. Hey, glad to see you guys in there. All right. We'll keep it chopping. For those of you that's never been here before, welcome to the island of Misfit Bears. That's where we're at. Catch his head up. this is the part where he knew how to escape, and so we needed to take that part out. Okay. Anyway, be sure to hit the like button. See the neon! Woohoo! All right, I like it. Heck yeah. Likewise, that looks good. And I really need to dig them eyes out, but it's not that So the head shape, I don't have a problem with the nose. Let me step back. Seems like there's, yeah, there's a little bit I'd like to take out of here. Let me do that. That said, the head looks pretty good. I probably just leave them ears as big as they are. So I think all in all, I'm happy with the head. Yeah. Seems like that could be a little more this way. Yeah, I think that's good. So I'm happy with the head. I think I'm going to do some stuff with the arms, the body, try to dig these out more. And it won't be hard. I mean, it's already kind of here. But it just, we're just trying to rescue an ugly bear. That's all it boils down to. Let's see what we got. 29 and 40. Man, that's pretty good. I'll take the likes. It's not very often that the likes exceed the watchers. Hey, Peebo Ortiz in Brazil. Glad to see you. What's going on, Ray? What's going on, EW, the electric whittler? Heck yeah, small woodlot. Glad to see you in there too, guys. Okay, don't forget, if you haven't already, hit the like button. I already see the benefits of having that neon like. It's working out pretty good. Okay, so looking at him, I mean, he's got like a big chest, you know what I mean? And I can see the arm being here. I probably need to dig some of that, gouge some of that down in there, and bring this hand out some more. Let me start with that. And let's see what we get. That's not bad. Dug out a little bit more. I'm happy with how the neck's dug out, but I need to go ahead and dig this arm out some more. I want to get some more arm out of it. got this big chest. I mean, I don't know if I'm against it or not. It's pretty big and burly looking. Maybe we'll say he's West Virginia Smoky Bear. I don't know. Anyway, what do we got? 42. Heck yeah. Hey, P-Barties, glad to have you in there. Ray, Matthew, Sophie. Hey, Sophie, how's it going? Glad to see you. Hey, Wizard. Well, you know, glad to have y'all in there. Okay, I'm going to keep digging him out, though. I'm just looking at different stuff that I can make better. I'm okay with the bottom of this, but I kind of like to dig the hand out just a little bit more. And same thing with this arm. I mean, it's kind of like he's got a... What do you guys think? Is that working? No, it's not working. Come on. All right, we'll see what we got. Heck yeah. What do you think, EW? Mark, what's going on? Small woodlot vineyard. What do you know? Sophie, Ray, and somebody from Russia. Put your clothes back on. All right, let me get this done. Okay. All right, I'm getting a little warm, so I'm going to take my hoodie off. That's all right. Hold on just a second. I'll get to it. I'm just a little warm. You know, you putting off this much energy, there's bound to be a little smoke. You know what I mean? We gotta let the smoke come out a little bit. I got this shirt on. Chillicothe, Ohio, established 1803. You see that right there? I got the shirt at Garcia's the other day. It says, I wonder if tacos are thinking about me too. And I'll tell you what, I really like Garcia's, man. It's a great Mexican place, really good. And I'll tell you what, it's got real Mexicans. I'm not talking about some plump white chicks with their hair dyed black that talk like they just got done performing at a rap studio. I'm talking about authentic Mexican people, authentic Mexican food. It's really good. Garcia's in Chillicothe, Ohio. Giving them a plug. They don't know me. I can't even understand half of them, so they're not sponsoring me, just so you know. All right, let's get this done. he looks a lot better than he did, that's for sure. Not too worried about the bottom. The biggest thing is the head. And you gotta ignore them black dots. And to tell you the truth, I'll probably end up painting him black, I'd say, and just leaving these pieces in, because I'm gonna give him eyes. Actually, I wonder if I can pull them out. I doubt it. They're glued in there. I mean, I can always dig after them. Let's find out. What the heck? I ain't doing nothing. You ain't doing nothing. Be sure and hit that like button. Woohoo! Heck yeah. Let's put the fuel in this baby. Anyway, I hope you guys are doing good. Be sure to hit the like button. My daughter brought me this. She is such a nice little girl. There she goes. Of course, she didn't pay any rent, so the least she could do, right? At least that's how I see it. Don't tell her I said that. She might put a whoopee cushion in my seat. You never know. Find out. Anyway, talk to the bear. Have a conversation with the bear. Tell the bear you love him. You're sorry he had to have this surgery. But in the end, I mean, it looks a lot better. But I'm about done. Other than that piece that's missing, will have to be glued back in. And then I got another ugly bear over here to repair. All right, let's see if we can't. That cavity, I mean, that's really cool. I'm going to try to dig that out the same way to get to that piece of plastic. That's about the same depth, because it did not take nothing to get that one out. Yeah, that's pretty good. And I really like that too. Sunk back in there like that. That looks pretty cool. I'm pretty happy with it. I'm going to go ahead and hair it. I wonder if I should dig out back just a little bit more at the top. I don't think I really should, because especially if I'm going to carve the eye in, it's probably about all better to get. I need to show you all that, because you can't appreciate it from seeing it from here. Let me show you. See how them are sunk in like that? I mean, it almost looks like a dog. Honestly, maybe we should say he's a dog. I don't know. But I like it. How about that? I like it. And that's the part that matters. I mean, you people are just along for the ride. Let's see. 48. I wonder if we can get to 50 likes. We got the Electric Whittler and the Carving Wizard and John. Awesome members of the family. Heck. Hey, John. Yeah, John's in there. Awesome members of the channel. We got Ray. We got the Vineyard Farmhouse. Glad to see you guys. Heck yeah. For $22. Yeah. How about this for 22 bucks? What do you think? Okay, that'd be a heck of a deal. All right. Yeah, I like them. I really like them. I'm telling you, that's a learning curve, a learning experience for me to dig those back like that. That looks really, really good. If the rest is bare, that would be all the difference in the world. I'm telling you guys, the head is it. The rest of it can look like crap. Hit the like button if you had a heart at all. The rest of it can look like crap. If the head is cute, people will like it. That's all there is to it. Hey, and look Like, look how the like button is right by the like button. Heck yeah, if you had a heart at all. Let's see what we got here. Hey, Leslie Bruner. All right, I appreciate that. Be sure and subscribe, my friend. All right, glad to have you. Okay, let me take a drink here real quick. And I'm going to start putting some hair on this dude. Mm-hmm. All right. But you know your progression. You just keep getting better as a carver. I've only been doing this for 2.5 years-ish, somewhere in that range. And but I'm starting to figure it out. You know, I mean, it's just the way it is. second. Yeah, I think I'm going to go with that. I don't know if it's a bear or a dog. I just know it's cute. How about that? What do you guys think? Hello, everybody. All right, I'm going to set him off to the side for the moment. Because I got this other one I carved last July, late July. And I mean, he's another one that, don't get me wrong, he's kind of cute, you know. I mean, he's all right, but not really. You know, I guess if I'm honest, he ain't that great. You know, it's just this is back in a time when I still hadn't found my bear yet. And so he needs redone. That's all there is to it. He just needs redone. Let's see what we got. Push him on up there. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of ugly. Don't you think? Well, it's not bad. I mean, it's not good, but he's not bad. You know what I mean? Let's see what we got now. 55 likes. Heck yeah. Hey, Rax, what's going on, man? Heck yeah. He seems pretty happy, doesn't he? But he also looks kind of slow. All right. Hey, John, you think he's kind of shy? Heck yeah. What do you think, Aiden? Look, unfortunately, this guy's about to get a face transplant. Hey, Woodlot, no problem, buddy. Glad to see you in there. Heck yeah. All right. He's about to get a face transplant. And, again, it's another ear thing where the ears were kind of small. But one thing I did do about this one is the ears just kind of incorporated to a bigger base of it. And same, you know, see what I mean? So I think I can work with that. But he didn't need any lower. The arms are fine. The feet are fine. But his head, I mean, he's just weird looking. I mean, you tell me. I mean, it kind of looks like, I don't even know, man. It's like a dog bear. Something. He's screwed up. He's goofy looking. Just look. You just hit the like and I'll figure out the rest. All right? Okay, let's see what we got. Put this in here. Okay. So I'm going to do the same thing with him. You guys seen what I did. I'll take some of this beak off, but it's kind of trimmed down. I don't want to get too carried away. I'm going to dig the eyes out. I'm going to corner this off and give him a groove right there. And we'll see how it comes. I might ruin him. You never know. It's really hard to say. Let's see who we got here. Hey, Kevin, what's going on, man? C-Wag, is that a wedding day reference? I don't know. E-Wag, C-Wag, Wag, Swag? I'm not sure. Okay, I don't know. I must have missed something. All right. Getting rid of the blue eyes would help. Heck yes. It's digging deep into your soul. Is that what you're saying? The electric whittler? Is the blue eyes just digging deep? Is a blue eye? Come on, EW. Is it digging in? Can you see some reflection of your younger days? All right. Oh, what a good time. I'm glad to be fat and happy. Okay. Start with the nose. right, he's one-eyed. Get him a patch for that one. Somewhere. I want to dig its head out a little better than that. But then down here, we're not going to do anything except I'll probably do some crack filler on the cracks. But we're getting there. That's slowly but surely digging him out. Not too bad. We just really just got to dig these eyes out at this point. I'll probably cut this muzzle down just a little bit more. But yeah, I don't know. Not too bad, not too good. Just be sure and hit the like button. I'll tell you what, it's very seldom that the likes run a lot higher than the views. That's pretty good. Hey, Jason Roy, what's going on? Hey, Creation Dust 777, best chainsaw carver in the world. Heck yeah. Hey, Mark tries to carve, one of our new members. Awesome, awesome. Okay, guys, I'm going to keep rocking on with this rehash of the rehash. Getting there. All I know is what I'm getting is a lot cooler than what I had. How about that? Keep digging. I'll tell you what, I think this guy's going to become a wolf. Yeah, just the way that's digging back in there like that. I mean, you could make that you could call him a wolf, you could call him a dog, you could still call him a bear, you can call him whatever the heck you want. Okay, just don't call him late for dinner. I think he'd be offended by that. Anyway, heck yeah. Digging out. mind you. My only thing is I can't make up my mind if I want to call him a dog, call him a bear. I think he's more dog, wolf-like maybe. I don't know. So what do you think? What do you think you're? Oh, it's a secret. You want to tell me? Oh, okay. Yeah, I get it. Yeah, yeah. I don't think people will be too offended by your transformation from a bear to a wolf. I mean, you became a bear or a wolf, not a bear. You know what I mean? I mean, it's not like you. I don't. I never mind. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. I think all in all, I'll go ahead and hair him. I mean, it looks cute. I'll show you what I got a little closer. And hey, it's sprinkling. I'll be daggone. Yeah. See how he's back in there? I mean, he's more dog-like now. And I think I'm going to run with that. Why not? It definitely looks better than it did before I started cutting on it. Yeah, I mean, you guys seen him. I don't even know how to explain how he looked before I started cutting on him. I just know he looks really cute now. Let's see. Heck yeah, Night Owl, what do you think? Vineyard, Runic, what's going on, buddy? Creation does 777. Heck yeah, I appreciate the sales job. Yeah, he identifies as a wolf, Susie Q. That's right. He might be a bear, but he identifies as a wolf. And the other bears are running around, watching him, wondering why he's all the time instead of, bears. I don't think bears really make that much of noise. And he wants to hang out with them, which, bears are fairly solitary. And they can't understand why this guy wants to hang out with him. But it's because he identifies as a wolf. I guess I don't know. And the wolves are really confused because, they're just confused. How about that? I think that's as good as it's gonna get with the saw. All right, I'm gonna blow this dude off and hit him with a little bit of crack filler in a couple spots. And yeah, I'd say my phone's probably good enough at this point. So I'm thinking about the eyes, whether the carved eyes in or just put plastic eyes in. The way they sit back in there, I wouldn't be against putting plastic eyes. I wouldn't be against putting the blue plastic eyes back in there if I had any, but I don't think I do. I think, you guys tell me, wolves. I think wolves sometimes have yellow eyes, don't they? Would that be correct? Let's see. Let me put it to the peanut gallery. Do wolves sometimes have yellow eyes? Let's see what you guys got to say about that. We got Ray and Sandy's Woodworking, The Runic Workshop, Matthew, Rhinestone, Suzanne, one of the members of the channel. Awesome. Kevin, Dorica, Night Owl, the Carving Wizard, awesome member of the channel. Heck yeah. Matthew. Okay. Is that what you're saying, Perry? Wolves have yellow eyes? Creepy blue eyes? Creepy blue eyes. Oh, man. I have blue eyes, Kevin. What are you trying to say? Oh, man. Well, Mr. Bear, I'd like to say that you're kind of a creepy fella, just so you know. Okay, I got one blue eye. What if I give him one blue eye? EW, if you're still in there, you can get your soul eye floating in the space, suspended in time. I could give him one blue eye and one yellow eye. Let's imagine that. Or I could just carve them in and paint them black. I don't know. Or I could give him two yellow eyes. Yeah, I'm sure the boss lady would tell me this is an awful idea. Is there something wrong with me? I don't know. I could give him brown eyes. Kind of, more neutral. Let's see what it's got here. Anybody got any? And a patch over the eye. Heck yeah. Kevin said he liked the originals. Well, I only got one, Kevin. Mixed eyes? Okay, yeah, mixed eyes. How about we do bi eye like a husky? One brown eye, one blue eye? What do you guys think of that? Let's see. Hey, Raja. What's going on, buddy? Glad to see you. If you guys haven't subscribed to Raja Bengande Gohana, be sure to check him out. We really like him. Brown and blue like a husky. Gotcha, Susie. Okay. That's what I'm going to do. This guy's going to get, the other one's going to get carved eyes. This one's going to get the plastics. So, what the heck? And I have everything to do it. I might as well get it done. Oh, wait a minute. These are big. They'd be 3/4. 3/4. There it is. Okay, where's the drill? The drill is over here in the shop. But the way his nose hooks and stuff, he's very wolf-like. It's kind of cool. Okay. Did I grab the right? I got two browns. I just got two browns, man. Yeah, give him a blue and a brown. I got you. Okay. Heck yeah. Blue and brown bi eye. I don't know. I'm kind of reconsidering. I wonder if this makes any sense or not. I don't know. Some people won't know. Well, why didn't you do that? Most people never seen a bi-eyed dog, or a lot of people haven't. So, trying to find it. I got it. And I'm going to need my mask. That's for sure. Hopefully we got over 9,400 subscribers tonight, as I'm hoping to hit 10,000 by the end of April. We'll see. Don't know if that's a realistic goal or not, but that's a goal nonetheless. A lot of goals are unrealistic, you know what I mean? What keeps you getting up in the night, every morning? Let's see, 66 likes though. I'm pretty happy, especially considering it's been kind of low. What do we got here? Mbene Havandan, Sudan. Hello. Glad to see you in there. Heck yeah. Okay. Let's get some drilling done. Man, getting creepier already. How's that going to look? Well, it's going to look like it looks. I think that'll work. Of course, they got to color him, but I'm looking at the depth. It looks about the same. The only thing I notice is the way I pulled this down versus the way I pulled this down. And these are about the same size, but it's kind of, and I don't want to try to fix that with a saw at this point. I'd rather try to fix it with a grinder. I don't know. I'd have to cut more of this back to level that out. It don't look that bad the way it is, though. I'll probably just leave it alone. Honestly, I'd probably just leave it alone. But he's very dog-like. At least that's what I think. Then mine set back in there. I might as well drill the depth out. I'm not going to put the eyes in it, obviously, because I'm not even sure what color he's going to be yet. I'll have to get a new paint job. I might stain him gray. Sand all this off, or sand what I can of it off and stain him gray, and then paint the bibs blue again. I don't know. It looks pretty good. I ain't complaining about him. I mean, really, just other than burn and paint. I better put these eyes up for now. And I might just go ahead and get another package of blue eyes, even though I kind of decided against really using them as a general rule anymore. I think I'm gonna go ahead and burn what I got real quick, clean it up, and then bring this other one back over there. I'll see what I can do to him, like grinding and stuff. But he looks cool. You know what I mean? He's happy. If he ain't happy, I mean, you know, oh, he's still set him on fire. So how long have we been on here on this redo? 73 minutes, 36 watching, and 67 likes. Hey, Curtis Davis. Glad to see you in there, man. Be sure, hey, C-Wag. You guys be sure and subscribe. How about that? All right. You never know. I might just decide to leave him burn. That don't look bad. I have to clean the center of the ears up. I'd want the center of the ears to either be black inside or white. Or, you know, wood colored, one of the two. I lean toward wood colored because it makes them stand out. And if I did just go ahead with the wood color, I wouldn't have to change anything else, would I? Maybe on the sale label, I call him a bear dog. That way there's no right or wrong, right? Heck yeah. I think this dude's going to get blowed off and end up just like that. I'm happy with that. Burn that nose a little more. All right. All I'm doing is burning the clear coat that was on it originally. But you know, I mean, it's just a progression and getting better at this stuff. You had these two pieces. It's been around since last year. This particular piece had been around since July of last year as a bear, and a goofy looking bear at that. He's not so bad as a wolf dog looking thing. Anyway, he's been around a while, and I'm like, you know what? Not that I'm great or anything, but I'm so much better now than I was then. Why don't I fix that? So these two pieces, we had to clear that one vendor mall out today anyway, so but really, no worse than he is. I don't even think I'm gonna mess with it. I'm gonna leave him just like that. Hello, everybody. I'm a stud. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna leave him just like he is and repaint him and clear coat him and be happy. Okay, so this guy, let's bring him back over here and let's give him some eyes. But anyway, I mean, a lot of y'all would actually remember when I carved that when it was a bear, and it's still a bear. I mean, he's kind of a little dog-like. The way I'm doing this is makes him a little more dog-like, and dug the arm out, and I gotta glue that piece of foot back on anyway where I dropped him. I think I will go ahead with the actually I'd like to sand the snout down, sand that. So let me do that first. That'd be first thing. One thing at a time. Then I can blow him off. And I don't know if I don't think I'm gonna leave him burnt. I think I want to color him. Let's see. Heck, we just moved our stuff in to this new vendor room. And I go in there today and there's a piece missing. It was an owl. And I'm like, well, man, I'm missing an owl. I either sold one or I'm dumb and left it somewhere or something. And sure enough, I sold one already. Not that the place that we were at was bad. I mean, like December, you do freaking awesome in there. It's great. That said, the rest of the year, it's tough. And November and December is really good. Obviously, you know why. But the rest of the year is tough in there. And especially on this kind of stuff. Stuff that's expensive, people don't have to have. It's kind of hard to sell. But we always do okay. I mean, we make money in there. It didn't take us but usually a week to 2 weeks at worst to pay the rent. But it's a different kind of customer. It's like more of a flea market customer. Whereas the other place we just moved into is more of a vacationer. It's in a pretty busy vacation spot. Boy, I like my neon. I really, really like my neon thumbs up. think I'm happy with that. You know, my only issue with it is I don't know if I'm going to burn color or not. I'm really unsure. But what I do know is I want to draw the eyes in and carve them. And then I'll have to glue that foot piece I broke off back in there. But heck yeah, I got up to 71. Not too bad. We'll take that. Da, 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 da. Let's draw these in. And you can still see like there's a remnant of the hole there, remnant of the hole here. And I'm just gonna cut these down with a burr. Is my plan. Man, that's gonna be hard to get that. I'm just gonna have to guess. Anybody. Well, I'll turn it around. You could see them drawn in there, maybe. I don't know. I don't think those would be too bad. Let's find out. Heck yeah. Yeah, I mean, I can't complain. I'll tell you what. For as low as the views are today, that's pretty fast to getting a 70-some likes. So I'm pretty happy. And I'm gonna blame it on you awesome people. But I'd also like to blame it on that awesome thumbs up that reminds you, hey, hit the thumbs up. Hey, this guy's whack, man. Okay, hold on. I gotta get this out. Actually, yesterday, carving those owls, which I gotta go get a burr, pointy burr. I'll bring out those owls. So those of y'all that might have popped in there, we have a member giveaway. It's coming up this Friday. And two of these owls we carve with these burrs will be in that. Let's see. Hey, what's going on? Hey, Full Chisel, what's going on, man? Heck yeah, she had to grill out tonight or you would have missed this live. Awesome, man. Glad to have you in there. Heck yeah, it's a Mickey Mouse thumbs up. But hey, guys, Full Chisel's a chainsaw carver, and he does really good work. Be sure and subscribe to him. In fact, please stop what you're doing right now. Go over to Full Chisel. Hit the subscribe button. You can check him out later. Come back. Be sure and come back. But go over and subscribe to him real quick. Hey, Michael. Heck yeah. Small woodlot, you made it back. Heck yeah. Hey, what is that? Akira Tanaka. Hello. How's it going? Lots of love and support your way. How about that? Okay, I'm going to go ahead and go get a burr real quick. Talk amongst yourselves. I'll be back in a second. Oh! Okay, guys, what I was talking about. Members only. Come Friday. Members, all members will be eligible to win. These are two of the pieces. Little owl, happy little cottonwood carved owl. Little owl, happy little cottonwood carved owl. The winner will get to choose between these and two other items that they could win. Only members have the opportunity to win. So become a member if you would like to win a carving. Okay, hey, Runick, what's going on? All right, good deal. Heck yeah. Okay, yep, sweet baby girl. Hey, Cheech, what's going on, buddy? I don't know if you guys know this, but I call him Cheech. And I won't explain why. It's between me and him. But I call him Cheech. And I like a guy. He's a nice guy. You guys be sure to check Grumpy out, too. He makes some cool wood turning videos. He makes roach clips. If that helps you understand the nickname. And I'm not judging. By no means. In fact, I'll tell you straight up, if I could, because I'm just one of those people, I don't want to take any pills. I have a lot of arthritic pain. I also have a Class B CDL license that I really don't need anymore, but I'm going to keep it because they're hard to get. Anyway, I would probably treat, no, I wouldn't probably, I would treat my arthritic pain whenever it's bothering me bad with pot gummies. I would not smoke it. I cannot smoke it. My personal feeling on that is it's an unclean practice to smoke anything. You do you. I'm not trying to tell anybody how to live. That's me. But I would eat them if it was not for my Class B CDL. Okay. One me as needed. Don't get me wrong. I wouldn't go around high all the time by any means. Just as needed. There are certain things, and some of you that have come to know about me, I am a minister in my faith, and there are certain things, you learn Bible principles, God's perspective on things. And I'll give you, for instance, whenever he had Moses set up the tent of meeting and set up the temple, the portable temple that the Israelites carried around with them as they wandered in the wilderness, one of the things he told them was they were to have no alcoholic beverages on the days that they had temple service. He wanted them to be pure without any kind of dulled senses when they were serving God, when they were doing his work. And so, I couldn't do it all the time. But if I'm at home, getting ready to go to bed, my ankles, my elbows kill me. My elbows absolutely kill me. But I'm a tough guy. Just put up with it. I don't take nothing, if that tells you anything. But you can't use that stuff when you're doing what you would consider temple service, things that would be worship to God, whether it would be involved in ministry, even reading the Bible, and open yourself up to be taught by God, to be taught by His Holy Spirit, to take those things in your heart. You wouldn't want to have anything that dulls your senses, including alcohol. So when you use these things, you got to think about that. What am I doing? Am I doing Bible study tonight? Do I have some kind of part of the ministry that I need to be working on or preparing for? Better not use that stuff. Don't dull your senses. That's me. That's me taking what I've decided is a Bible principle and putting it into use. That doesn't mean you know what I mean. You have to do that. That's my decision. And some people would say, "Oh, you shouldn't use alcohol at all." And everybody uses alcohol. And my ex-wife used to say that. Everybody that uses alcohol is an alcoholic, is a drunk, is a okay. So some have a very restrictive view, whereas others, other faiths, they drink too much. I mean, it is what it is. The priests or whatever are drunk. Just whatever. So anyhow, have your own views on that. I'll tell you what. Another thing to think about. The Apostle Paul. He said to become all things to all people, and sometimes that meant that some things that were perfectly fine in our Creator's eyes, we would avoid just because it may be a stumbling to other people. Now, you have to decide for yourself. There is a limit to that. There should be a limit to that. Because we're also supposed to live and enjoy our lives. After all, that's what we were created. We were made to live forever, just like our first human parents, Adam and Eve. God put eternity in our hearts. That's why most of us fear death. And I dare anyone to challenge that, because I can take you to the bank over that subject right there. We were meant to live forever. Eternity has been in our hearts. That's why you fear death. Anyway, that said, let's get back to what we're doing. Ain't nobody wants to hear me preach about this stuff, right? So shut up, fat guy. You're supposed to be carving and stuff. That's what we like you for. Okay.
See, this come out great. That one really come out good. Hopefully I can get this other one to come out that good. Oh yeah, those come out really nice. I like them. Here, I'll show you guys what I got.
And actually, I think I need to sand that. There's like a line in here that was from the last time I carved it, and I never got it out. Let's see. Drop that. Hopefully, I didn't hang up. Let's see. I guess you never know. But anyway, yeah, those look good in there. I mean, it's kind of hard to see on here, really. But the way they're dug out, by the time I paint them, those are going to look really good. Oh no, he's in between a bear. Hey, what's going on, baby kisses? Last breath, woodworks. What's going on? Heck yeah! Don't feel guilty. That was that was the absolute first miracle that Jesus performed, their last breath. And let me tell you something. You're going to run into people. Usually apostolic Protestant will say, "It's grape juice. Grape juice ferments," and it was alcohol. Why? Was 1,000 years or about 1,400 years earlier, when the Israelites were wandering around in the wilderness, did God give these stipulations out? Because they already made alcoholic beverages. He didn't say don't drink alcoholic beverages. He said don't be a drunkard. Okay, all right. It's not hard. I don't know. It's a rocket science. It's not rocket science. I don't know. Anyway, let me put this back in here and quit running my mouth and get to work. Yeah, it's kind of, I mean, you'll have that. I'm telling you, my first wife, dude, it wasn't her. It was the rest of her family. Yeah, if you drink a beer, alcoholic. It's pretty wild. That's the case, man. I haven't been an alcoholic very long, but apparently I've been an alcoholic for about the last 5, 6 years. I really didn't like beer. I would drink margaritas every now and then. But then, I don't know, about 5, 6 years ago, I started drinking margaritas, and I would buy Salvador's margarita mix. I'd bring it home, and then it just dawned on me, maybe I drank it a little too much. Like, if I had two of them, I could notice the effect of it. And I just had to be honest with myself. Hey, this might be a danger for me. So I went to beer. And why did I go to beer? I don't like beer. But I can stand Miller Lite. And you know what I mean? I actually can stand it. When it's really, really cold, I like it.
How about that? And I don't need it, you know. I mean, but at the same time, I believe it's Galatians 5:6 that says, let the one that thinks he is standing be aware that he does not fall. And what's that saying is, you know, things can take a slippery turn really quick, and you can actually get out of control with things like that. But then, not to be in despair if that would happen to you, because after all, God's word does say, all sin and fall short of the glory of God. In other words, because we're all imperfect, you know, you can't beat yourself up for your failures. You can just try to do better. Hey, that's pretty good. All we need is we need some crack filler. I do want to fill this guy in, and glue that piece of foot on, and let that stuff dry. And then Thursday, I think I'll finish this guy. I'll finish them both Thursday. That'll be my plan anyway. And then I can start burning some of this other stuff that's dry enough to burn too. But I think he looks pretty good. I'm gonna go ahead and grab the crack filler real quick and shoot some of that in there, and the wood glue, and put that on the foot. Hey, and remember, members only. All right, give me one. Yeah, that guy looks pretty cool. I'm really happy that I made the decision to repatch it up instead of just trying to gift it or sell it real cheap or just to get rid of it, you know. And that's what I would have done in the past. You know, like, that one's wonky. Let's just sell it real cheap and get over it. I don't like going back and redoing stuff. And I don't. And, you know, that's my impatient ADD thing that's not going to get fixed in this world. It's just the way it is. But in this case, I'm glad I did. It's more learning experience for me to do these things, because they come out so much better this time around. And the one, I mean, it turned into something it wasn't ever meant to be. How about that? And looking at it, I'm pretty happy about it. But this is walnut colored. Not that it matters. But this is Gorilla Glue crack filler. And it's funny. Story about this is I wasn't even supposed to have this. I sent the boss lady went to get eyes and Gorilla Glue wood glue. She didn't look at what she was getting. She just got it. And that's kind of a symptom of her, you know, the health problems she deals with. And anyway, I ended up with crack filler. That thing I didn't think I needed. And actually, yesterday I had a cardinal that came out of the vendor mall that we just moved out of, that it needed some repair work pretty bad done to it. So I used it last night and filled it in, and it's rock hard now. I mean, it's great. It's in really good shape. Let's see, without tearing my glasses up, I don't think there's any other ones. I mean, other than the relief cut, I don't think there's any other ones but that one. And they'll take, I mean, these are overcuts with the saw, but I'm not worried about those. They're not kind of in the front. Like, that's kind of in the front. And I can already see, like, there's some separation in there, and I don't want that. If I got to sand it down later, I'd rather it be good. Good and filled. Overfilled. Filled or overfilled. And in there. Yeah. All right, he looks all right there. I mean, but I never go back and fix nothing. I don't know what it is. I'm always in a hurry. I can't help that. It's you know, it's it's just a reality. How about that? Symptom of being nuts. Okay. So here's the piece when I dropped him. I broke that off the foot. I'm gonna put that back in there too and be done. Let's see what you guys got to say real quick. You know what we got there? We got Ray and Sandy, Creation Death 777, Perry Lowe Jr., what's going on? Wizard Runic, Michael S., Baby Kisses, what's going on? Baby Kisses, you're so generous. And I'll tell you, between me and Creation Death 777, we wish that we could get your address. And Josh will tell you the same thing. We know you're not going to give it to us or anybody else's so that we could send you stuff. But what we're going to do instead is we're going to make sure that everybody knows just how generous and an awesome person that you are. You are awesome. Hey, Trey, what's going on? Heck yeah. Let's see. You get a shout out? Heck yeah, you can get a shout out, Trey. Trey Sims just became a new subscriber, right, Trey? Okay, heck yeah. Just subscribe, man. You get a shout out. We don't care. And if you jack us and don't become a subscriber, oh well, we still shout you out. I mean, what do you do? All right. We're glad you're here. How about that? Put some glue on this dude. That's pretty funny stuff. Can I get a shout out? Heck yeah, you can definitely get a shout out here. As long as I see it, I'm not too busy. I don't care. I'll let this guy sit like this overnight before I move it. And yeah, I think the tent will go around. Yeah, the tarp will go around it. Actually, I could probably wedge something right in there, like a screwdriver or something. Just keep the pressure on it. Is that even right? Yeah, it is. Okay. Yeah. All right. Brand new glue. Now, next time I go to use this, it'll be jacked up. There it goes. Oh well, I don't care. I could probably wash it out somehow. You guys, hey, tell me how to do it. You guys probably know. I don't. It is what it is. I wonder if I could take that off and blow it out. I can try. Yeah, I think I'm pretty good. Not too bad, not too good. Somewhere in the middle. All right, we'll just have to see if that worked or not. And I had to come back over there and see if I got any glue on my face. Let's see. Do I got any glue on my face? I don't see any. If I did, okay. All right. Heck yeah. All right, guys. That's what I got for tonight. Heck yeah, Trey. Glad to have you in there. Matthew. Heck yeah. These guys are saying hi to you. And they want to be friends. That's why they're saying your name, Trey. Trey what? Trey, how you doing? Nice to meet you. My name is Bear. How's it going? All right. Okay, let's see. You guys take care. Yeah. So Thursday, we'll be back in Creation Dust. Did you say what time you're going to be tomorrow? I think it's going to be 3:30, 2:30, 3:30, something like that. Did he say yet? Let's see. Trey, nice to meet you guys. Heck yeah. All right. I don't know if he said usually he's 3:30. It might be a little earlier.
I'm trying to be later. I just think it helps people out if you're a little later. In my case, yeah, 2:30. Yeah, that's a good time. That 4:30, 5:30, that 4:30 to 5, 4 to 5. I think, yeah, 2:30 Eastern. Yeah, that 4 to 5. I don't, this time of year, I don't think that's a good time. But anyway, so I'm probably going to go a little later from now on when I can. But that said, so you got Creation Dust 777, 2:30 tomorrow. Best chainsaw carver in the world. We'll be back on Thursday and Friday. We have our members only giveaway. And keep that in mind. Not a shameless plug. That's what we're supposed to do. All right, let's see what we got. Michael West. Woohoo! All right. All right. Yeah, you got it right, Runick. Later, you schmucksters. Come back when you can stay later, you schmucks.